can finally start watching it before everybody gets off. So I get like one episode.
She stays up to 3 a.m. anyways, so it's really just on her. Have we started?
Welcome to the Weird Art Studios podcast. I'm your host, with my lovely guest,
Cammy Slatton.
How you doing?
I don't know how you doing, Cammy.
Look at that. Did you see the spike?
Spike. Spike TV. That's been dead for a while. It's been too soon.
I still watch it.
You know who else got spiked? My buddy Stephen Hawking, rip in peace.
Stop! That's
Hey,
sad.
the last time we met,
He was alive.
Stephen Hawking was still alive. 5 children were still alive.
You know, the world was a better place.
The world was a way better place.
Every podcast it gets worse, Trevor. You're ruining
every
the world
every
single-handedly.
podcast we do, someone has to die.
You're
Someone
ruining it.
out there.
You're killing somebody. This is
Yeah.
your fault. It's like Funhouse. Whenever they do every time they mention a celebrity, they die. Like China.
I forgot about that. China.
Yeah, they killed her.
Rest in peace.
But they made a China joke. Literally, like the next day, she died. And so everyone was like, "They fucking predicted it." It was pretty insane. I believe that they are. I believe that they're psychic. No, not Illuminati. That's fucking gay. You don't have no response to that? Dead silence? Okay, thanks.
Great.
All right.
Josh is the next one to die, obviously.
I mean, hopefully, honestly, and then Cammy, and then just everyone else on the planet, so we could fucking free Mother Earth of this tyranny that is the human race, this parasitic fucking hellhole. Anyways,
Are you hopped up on something?
I'm hopped up. I'm not in due. It's a good movie. Hopefully, make a sequel before he dies. Yeah, I mean, he's getting pretty old. He's up there.
But there was a sequel, wasn't there?
To Talladega Nights?
There's Talladega Nights too, wasn't there?
Fucking must have sucked. I didn't hear about it.
Oh yeah, it like failed.
Yeah, well.
I'm pretty sure.
He didn't stab some guy in the leg. He didn't stab himself in the leg. So I mean, I don't know. How do you like up on that? You know, how do you how do you improve on stabbing just the main character himself in the leg in a wheelchair and screaming? I don't think it gets better than that in movies. You can't beat that. Stabbing Stephen Hawking in the leg. I mean, it's a bit late now. They kind of missed the gun on that one. The Jun.
Also, last time we met, there was still a cat still alive.
Gabe the dog?
I knew that reference was gonna go.
Wait, who was it? Schrodinger?
No, the guys that killed the cat.
Oh right, Kyle Williams
and Jordan Hall.
Jordan Hall. I don't
Name
know.
drops, by the way.
Yeah, name dropped. I don't know. I don't like talking about Jordan because
They were on the Philip DeFranco
They
show.
were. I know.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to
I
see.
saw that.
that.
I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
New York Post.
Yeah, it's really surreal. It's like I'm a part of that news story. I'm not. But like I saw it actively happen on Facebook. And Cammy brought it up to me, and we both saw it on like the video was on Facebook. Like that's when we found out about it.
Yeah. And I was friends with Jordan. That
I
was
was
the
friends with Jordan,
weirdest
too.
part.
Yeah,
I didn't know Kyle. I didn't actually.
I knew Kyle.
I didn't know him.
Yeah, Kyle was one of those people. For the 2 people listening that aren't us, after this is uploaded.
So me.
Yeah. If you didn't know Kyle, or if you're out of the country for some ungodly reason, you African shithole, Kyle Williams was one of those.
That's a quote.
It's a quote. It's not me. I didn't say it. Kyle Williams was one of those people that's like really popular in high school, but is actually like a really big piece of shit. And so like 2 people know it, and they go, "Hey, Kyle Williams is a piece of shit," and everyone goes, "What do you mean? He's so cool!" And then he drags a cat behind his car, and everyone's so surprised. And I'm like, okay.
He was not popular.
Kyle Williams was everyone in the high school
he
knew
was
him.
known, but he wasn't popular.
He had a lot of friends. He had a lot of friends.
Yeah,
Cammy dated him.
Shut up. We're not talking about
Cammy
that.
dated him. Cammy was getting close with him, and I was like, "Hey, Cammy, he's kind of a shithead." And she went, "Oh yeah, okay, thanks." And then she told him I said
I
that.
like a piece of that.
she told him I said that about him, and then started dating him and like backstabbed me and didn't want to be my friend anymore. And then he cheated on her immediately, and I was like, "Hey, I told you so, you freaking bitch."
He also had a book, like a very detailed book, on how he was gonna shoot up the school when he was 14.
Oh.
Insane.
There's also a picture of him in a bikini and panties that went around. That was fun. What an idiot. I'm pretty sure that was unironic too. I don't think that was. I don't think he released that himself.
He's gonna
Great.
get out of jail and he's gonna drag you behind a car.
I mean,
he's not gonna get out of jail.
Yeah,
soon,
no.
I can tell you
He's
that
got-
much.
he's got a little
7
while.
years.
yeah, he's got a little while. Honestly, for him getting a fucking shiv, I don't think he's gonna be on good behavior
Did
at
you?
all.
Okay. Did you hear what happened whenever the shiv was discovered?
No, what happened?
So my dad has been covering this story since he's a reporter.
What? He's not. Never mind.
Shut up. Yeah, he's not dead.
He didn't
And-
leave.
No.
Must be nice.
No, he's the head editor over at the newspaper. And what's funny is this is an exact quote. So in the jail cell, they found the shiv.
Because he's an idiot, and doesn't know.
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. But to even make himself more out of an idiot, he was like, "Yo, dude, give my shiv back." And I'm like, how dumb do you have to be?
He was not bright. I don't know how he left Branson High School a little bit later and then came back. I don't know if he ever passed. I don't know if he dropped out and just
I don't
started
know.
showing up at the high school because he showed up to football games, but I didn't see him in the hallways like during school, except for like 1 month, and then I stopped seeing him again. So I don't know what happened. The kid. Absolute idiot. No. First of all, there's no chance of him watching this, and I'm also not scared of him at all. He's.
How is he going to be watching this from prison?
I mean, 7 years from now, when
Oh,
when you
okay.
get popular, they go, "Hey, Kyle Williams, this guy talked about you on this
And then
shitty
he'll
little podcast."
come to me,
Okay.
and then we can kill cats together.
Yeah, exactly. And then no, the one that got me though was Jordan Hall, because Jordan was always like a good kid.
Yeah.
Like
He went to my youth group.
yeah, exactly.
He even has a tile in there with like a Bible verse on it.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
They didn't take it down.
No.
That's interesting. But I don't know. Like I was really surprised when I found out that he was part of it and just kind of let it happen. Part of me feels like there was something up. Like, was he blackmailed, or maybe he was just high and didn't know what was happening?
Probably on drugs. They were probably all on drugs.
I don't know,
Not
'cause-
Kyle, 'cause
Also,
Kyle's
wasn't
just a
there supposed to be
sociopath.
more people? They just only found these two.
Yeah,
That's
there was
what
a
I
girl
heard.
driving.
There was a girl. No, Jordan was driving. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Jordan was driving.
There was a girl in the
There was a
car.
girl in the car. Yeah.
I don't think they ever found her though.
It was probably his shitty little girlfriend at the time.
No, because a whole bunch of shit went down on her Facebook defending herself because it wasn't her.
But she was still in the. Oh no, it wasn't the girl in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, it was one of the other girls he was dating, and oh, big surprise, he was cheating. I'm sure that was a real big surprise to everybody. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Weird Art Podcast, where we talk about
Gossip about our high school friends.
where we talk about high school.
Yeah. Well, while we're at it, I mean, who was another annoying kid at high school? I don't remember his name.
You
Real
shaking
psych-
the table
Because dramatic effect for our audio listeners. So everyone that's listening, so 2 people, I'm shaking the table. I don't remember his name. I think his name was Alex or whatever. He was really over.
Alex Jones.
No, he was a little version of Alex Jones. Conspiracy theories, really sexist, just always talked over women, like intentionally. It's not like, oh, I didn't mean to. Like, he would only talk over women, specifically many times.
Great.
And then he also cried when he lost a game of dodgeball in senior year of high school.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah.
about him.
He was really competitive, and we just kicked his ass in dodgeball, and he went out in the hallway and bawled his eyes out.
What's his last name?
I don't remember. Crap. I'm not name dropping anyways.
Damn.
Only the 2 criminals.
I'll just
'cause-
look it up in my yearbook.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can
You
point it
know,
out
the
to
2
you.
people named Alex in our.
Yeah, there was
year.
Alex Hogue, cool kid, really tall, very funny guy. You remember Alex? We were good friends.
No, I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember anything.
College must be going well then, Trevor.
Yeah, it's going great. I think I have like F's in all my classes. Yeah, it's going good.
What classes do you take?
I take this semester I take ethics, religions, and
You have anything that's gonna help you in the future?
English.
Anything that's gonna help you in the future? We'll all be speaking Russian in a few years.
What the fuck is my other class?
me in high school.
History. There we go.
History. Oh wow! So all stuff that's gonna be useless in the next 3 years when Russia takes over. You're gonna be speaking Russian. You're gonna be learning. You're gonna be learning Russian history.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's
Russian ethics.
yeah, Russian ethics. So bribe everybody, murder everyone you can't bribe. It's a big deal. Go to the UK and start killing ex-spies, and then convince Donald Trump that we had nothing to do with it by saying I had nothing to do with it, and that's it. That's your evidence. It's great. Good time. We live in a great country today.
We live in the best country in the entire world. Great, you nailed it.
What I say during this podcast does not represent Trevor Sane or Weird Art Studios or any affiliated channels.
No, it actually does represent me. Fuck this country.
Burn the flag. Burn the flag.
Then stomp on it, and then take the
no,
ashes
no,
and then
no.
eat it.
It's too far. Yeah, it's too far.
What do you mean?
You're
that's too far?
disrespecting our veterans. Those guys that got drafted in Vietnam and had no choice but to fight for our country, except Donald Trump. He avoided the draft 5 times. Cadet Bone Spurs. Anyways, we're just a couple high school kids. What do we know about politics?
You're not in high school anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
He's not in college either, so what would I call him?
You got a word for it? Well, really, Cammy? What does that make you? Drop out? Why don't you show me your fucking GED?
I lost it.
Of course. That's a really important piece of paper to have, and you lost it. That's great,
I
Cammy.
can just get it.
I'm sure you
from the
can.
office.
Except for like you're at the interview and he goes, "I need the GED like tomorrow. I need to prove that you got an education." And you're like, "Oh, it takes 3 months to fax it over." You're not gonna get that job. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, it took me like 2 months to get it after I took my test.
You know, I honestly should have dropped out. I fucking hated high school, and the best thing I got out of that was experience with teachers. Like teachers were just my friends. Like that was it. I didn't
Honestly,
learn shit.
yeah.
I learned a little bit about psychology. Not really.
I took psychology last semester.
You did?
Yeah.
Miss Ivy's a cool teacher.
Yeah, I know.
She helped me out. Maybe she didn't realize it because I don't know. It was a busy year that time. They were dealing with changes and stuff. But basically didn't turn anything in the like other half of that year.
Great.
Got like a C+ in that class.
Nailed it.
And that's an AP class. So I was like, that's like a B. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ivy. And it was a good class. And it wasn't like I wasn't just slack off. I paid attention to class. I answered. I read.
Yeah.
I participated. I just whenever it got down to like doing the work, I was like, none of this makes any sense to me. I don't learn anything from writing the same thing down 3 fucking times on a piece of paper. I don't want to do this. I didn't say anything like that. That's why I didn't do it. It wasn't like everyone was like, "You're so lazy," and it was like, I get nothing from this. This benefits me in no way except for points on a grade, and I do not give a shit about that. I just want to learn the topic. Like I come out of this with an F, but the expert understanding of psychology, that's a win to me.
Man, you'd suck at college.
Yeah, well, no, because college is just about studying, isn't it? Like, there's not many. Basically, the only things that matter for most of the classes are the test, right? There's not like homework.
Yes,
We have
there
projects
is.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Projects, but there's not like fucking every day
The-
go
the-
home and do 10
well-
vocabulary words and come back in for 800 points.
Well, the main part of college is lectures. So
Lectures.
You just sit
Show
down,
up.
take notes, and listen.
Yeah, for the test.
Yes, you have tests, but you also have projects, works that you need to do, stuff like that.
But it's not as often. Like, you had 8 classes in high school, and every day was just fucking 20 vocabulary words to shove in your asshole and forget about.
Unless every class was like an A+ class, which I tried to do.
I had 2 A+ classes. It
I
was
had-
funny because I didn't qualify at all. They still gave it to me.
I had 3, 2 of them with Mr. Lin, and then 1 with Langford, and that was it.
Man, I miss high school. Not really. I miss the first 3 classes and then my last class. Fuck every other class.
It's weird because I recently went to their talent show that they hosted last week.
That's
I think it's
how bad was it?
the hosts were some of the worst hosts I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do you know who they were?
No, I don't know who they were at all, but they were just bad.
Is Miss Townsend still there?
Yeah.
How did she let that happen?
I don't know how they chose the host. I don't know why they didn't let what's his face?
I know what you're talking
Shit.
about. Leroy.
Leroy
he looked
Jenkins.
he always reminded me of a Leroy. Really, really outgoing guy.
Yeah, he
Can't get a girlfriend. No offense.
He always did stuff at the assemblies. He did
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of the debates and
He
stuff.
did.
like
He
that.
did a Donald Trump joke and everyone got mad. No, that was
was
Carly.
Carly.
But he did make a joke that everyone was like, you can't. Say.
No,
he had a
I-
joke.
No, he had a joke
And they
about
made him
the
take
art
it out.
department.
Yes, because they
And
didn't.
he-
They didn't fund the
yeah.
art department. They took it out.
He was originally.
fuck you, stupid principal bitches.
All right.
Pissed me off.
Uh,
Censorship.
It wasn't the principals. It was the council.
Principals allowed it. They brought it up to the council. For our audio listeners, there you just heard each individual nose hair of Trevor
Yep.
scrape against the mic.
No. Anyways, he was originally supposed to host. I don't know why he didn't. He would have been great,
Probably sick.
but maybe
He
I
gets
don't
sick
know.
a lot. He got sick a lot senior year.
Anyways,
my
the
senior year.
the hosts were some of the worst hosts I've ever seen in my entire life. I wanted to die. But the actual talents that they were showing were actually
Well, hold on. To be fair, I think the whole wanting to die thing comes from just walking in that building. So you got to differentiate.
But the talents were actually really good. I liked them.
Was there anybody fail miserably? Were there any funny mess ups? Funny little.
I was waiting for it, but no, there weren't any
None?
like big mess ups.
Well, if I was ever gonna go, I'm not going now. I don't want to go to see people be better than me. I want to go to see people that think they're better than me. Fuck up. That's where I want to go. That's why I go to high school talent shows. Did you go to any place?
No, but what was funny was whenever I walked into the building, I hadn't been there since like summer last year, I think it was. And whenever I walked in, I'm like, I fucking hate this building and love it at the same time. What is happening?
Smells like tears and hatred and stress. The PTSD's washing over me.
But no, I actually talked to Carly while she was there.
You
And-
did?
Yeah, and I brought up the Trump joke because I love that joke.
Yeah, it was an
so
amazing
much.
joke. What'd she say?
She's just like, yeah.
What's the press statement? What's the official quote?
I would have made more. No.
I'll be sure to talk to her and be like, hey, so what, you hate Donald Trump? Anyways,
it's so good.
You know, that annoyed me that people get mad. It was like, it's called freedom of speech. Like, you can get mad. Nobody would be upset if she made a Hillary joke. They'd be like, ha ha, Hillary sucks. Ha ha. I mean, I'm sure there's some super hard left people there that would have been like Hillary, but there's not as many hard lefts in Branson as there are hard rights.
Oh.
Yeah. So it would have been like two people like, you can't make fun of Hillary, she's a girl. But like with the Trump thing, it was like 70% of the school was
You can't make fun of Trump. He's a boy.
Yeah. I don't know, it's the whole thing was a really stupid situation. I wanted to
Well,
talk to her, but
It wasn't even the school that made her apologize. It was herself.
no.
No, I talked to her like personally, and she was like, "It was my decision." People came up to her and told her about how they didn't like it, but the school didn't do it.
I think she said that because she didn't want to cause drama. Because officially, like
Hey.
the official statement from a teacher.
I'm just coming from word of mouth. I don't know.
I'm not going to name any teachers, but some of the teachers they're a little bit liberal, and one of them was like,
And
"Yeah,
some
no,
of them are conservative.
they told her to apologize because it wasn't a joke that they
Yeah.
fitted through."
What's very funny though is the art teachers, Langford and Sunny, they are like on the opposite ends of the spectrum politically.
Conservative artist since when?
No, it's like Langford's like super left, and then Sunny's super right. It was like, it's so weird.
I guess you could say it's pretty dark. Because her name's Sunny.
And that's the end of the podcast, guys. Thanks for joining. No, gun dead.
I still can't get over that. It reminds me of the Game Grumps.
Game Grumps. I love the Game
The
Grumps.
Game Grumps skit where he like just does this to the mic, and he goes, "No, stop
Thanks-
scratching the
stop.
mic. Stop scratching the mic. Give me my gun." Oh, sorry. He's like, "No, you're just folding around like tinfoil. Give me my gun." It was honestly the best skit Game Grumps has ever done.
Well-
Hey, Game Grumps, sponsor us.
Game Grumps sponsor us. Wendy's sponsor.
Hey, you guys tried out the new Baconator? Brand new meal on the Wendy's menu. Very good. Very, very nice burger. Good for you. It cures cancer. Eat it.
Make sure to eat it if you want to die. So speaking of high school, YouTube.
School shootings?
God.
Is that where we're moving to? The
Nope,
whole...
that's not at all what
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking
I thought we were
of.
talking about the whole Parkland thing. Okay. What's I don't know. What's new?
There's a fucking bug on my table. Ew.
Oh, why'd you kill him?
Because ants are disgusting.
Yeah.
Gamey, I don't know if you've ever had this before, but have you ever seen your entire wall covered in ants? Because I have.
Have you ever bitten into a fucking cookies and cream Pop-Tart only to find out that you just bit into a whole colony of ants? It's fucking disgusting.
I've never done that.
I was like,
I have cookies and cream Pop Tarts upstairs.
Yeah, I don't eat them. I can't eat them anymore because of that experience. Since like 4th grade is when it happened. I haven't eaten a cookies and cream Pop-Tart since because I have PTSD. I bit into it, and
Shut up.
there was a ton of ants that came out. And I was like, I don't know if I ate any of these. I'm throwing this away, and I'm vomiting, and I'm showering, and I'm gonna die.
Shower.
I mean, I was in like 4th grade, so I didn't ever take a shower because kids, right? That's why we all did that.
Shower whole time.
It's a joke. I took a shower like once a week in 4th grade. So
So no difference.
no, I don't sweat. I don't sweat. So like, look, some people hold showering too dearly. It's like, look, if you sweat and you stink, take a shower. Like take it every time you fucking stink. But if you're staying home and you're not doing anything and you don't sweat that often, and like it's bad for your skin. Every person, this is a scientific fact straight from the underground.
Wait.
that people shower too often. A lot of people shower too often. It's like, oh, I shower every 2 days, and then everybody feels gross if they don't because everyone else does it, and so it's become this social stigma. But you shower whenever you stink. You shower. I mean, if you stink every 2 months, probably take a shower more often then because your body gets a little like, dirt on it. But like, if you shower too much, you're killing your skin cells. You're making yourself dirtier, and you're making yourself stink faster and worse.
Well, for me, whenever I can tell that I need to shower is how my hair feels.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Or if I stink.
Like
I mean,
yeah, if I'm like doing something active, which I never do, so
so I mean,
so I just never sweat.
yeah.
But if my hair like feels like weird and not as like soft, I guess it's greasy. But if it gets to that point, I'm like, shower, please.
That's why I took a shower today. Yeah, I actually have ended up in
I think Josh is having a stroke.
in recent history. I've had to shower a bit more often. I used to shower once or twice a week. I shower a bit more often now because my hair gets greasier faster, and I don't like looking at my greasy hair. So,
So how long it is?
oh yeah, it's long, so it's why partly. But thanks, Cammy. But is that a Google Pixel?
What?
Is that a Google Pixel?
No, I just got a notification that Jax Films is doing.
Is that phone a Google Pixel?
It's an LG.
They look exactly the fucking same.
Well,
Look.
one's massive.
Sure, it's a Google Pixel XL, but
Yeah.
look, they're the same damn phone. I mean, this one's better.
That one
really
looks
feature-wise.
nicer.
It's-
This
one
one's.
says LG at the bottom.
Hey, what you need this Band-Aid for?
Oh, I needed that for the back of my heels because I got a new pair. Of
You wearing Crocs?
No, I got a new pair of shoes and they were hurting the back of my.
Wouldn't
heels.
happen if you wore Crocs. You know, there's a Croc store up by Cammy's house.
It's a legit. It's just Crocs.
It's a big building too. It ain't no
It's
little.
massive.
It ain't no. It's like a Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
Just Croc shoes. Massive.
So how quickly can we have their sponsorship?
I don't know. I'm probably pretty quick. I imagine not a lot of people are buying. I like Crocs personally. I think Crocs are comfortable. I think people who don't like Crocs are gay. Just that's it. The only gay people don't like Crocs.
I never wore Crocs. I just wore sandals.
I wore Crocs when I was like 10.
And then I grew up and I realized sandals suck.
Because you know who doesn't wear Crocs?
Who?
Guys. And if you don't wear Crocs, that means you like guys. If you don't like Crocs, that means you like guys who don't like Crocs. That's gay. Like Crocs.
What the fuck did you just say?
That's
But-
Cammy's
but
contribution.
what if you want a little bit of that head though?
We're half a Croc, idiot.
Oh. Okay.
Or wear socks and Crocs.
What if you want?
Oh no.
It's not sock. Hey, hey.
Wait, how do you get transgender people then?
You put a dick on a vagina.
No, with Crocs.
Oh, with Crocs? You put a dick on your Crocs.
Anyways, let's get into the next section of
No,
our
no, no, no,
show.
I'm not done. It's not gay if you keep your socks on.
Oh my god, you need to stop.
I got a buddy of mine in PlayStation.
Want to be a shoebie?
I don't know him that well in real life, and I'm not name dropping anyone here. But he's in the military right now. He's on an Air Force base,
Okay.
and
So he's very lonely.
most of them are. And he was drunk. You know what military men do when they're not on service? You know, just sitting around in their fucking room playing games, getting drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that is. It just seems like it's a pretty common thing.
That's where our money's going to.
Yeah, yeah. And this guy walks up to him and he goes, "Hey, you want some head?" And he goes, "No, I'm not gay. I'm not really into guys." And he's like, "No, it's not gay." And my friend's drunk as shit, so he goes, "All right." And he walked into his room, and then I guess he texted his buddy,
Mm-hmm.
and so a second guy walks in. So he got head from two different fucking guys. Here's what he told me. He said, "And I don't think it's gay. A, because I was drunk. I didn't really know what was happening, and I didn't come. B, I kept my socks on."
Wait, what?
This is a real reason. He literally said no homo to them. He said no homo, by the way. And then he also kept his eyes closed the whole time. And I told him, I don't think that's gay. You were drunk. Look. If you're getting head from a fucking robot, a dog, I don't condone bestiality. But if
we
it's
condone
happening,
it.
if it's a boy dog, it's not gay because you're just getting your dick sucked.
It's just disgusting.
It's gross. But as far as your sexuality goes, you may be a furry, and that's a different problem entirely. But you're not gay. You're not a gay furry. You're a straight furry who got his dick sucked It doesn't matter because you just got your dick sucked.
Speaking of problems, let's talk about
Parents-
Cammy's
do
problem
parents-
of posting pictures of dogs every single day.
Do your parents watch this, by the way?
No, fuck you.
All right, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Sane.
Seriously, Cammy, what is your problem?
I have really pretty dogs.
Yeah, but you post like every single day, and it's like, why?
If you guys look up the definition of pretty on the internet, and then you look up the definition of pretty for Cammy in her head, polar opposites. She thinks her dogs are pretty. They're ugly little shits. They are nasty, greasy, smelly, disgusting
Greasy?
dogs. Yeah, they're very greasy. Your dogs are incredibly greasy. The greasiest dogs I've ever seen in my life.
They're not.
I literally get onto you all the time, especially Pepsi.
There
Pepsi's
is
hair,
one square here that is of her. The rest are
and
dogs.
that's her new Instagram. She lost her old one because she's an idiot and doesn't know how to. Literally, all she had to do was go, "Hey Instagram, I lost my account," and they would have been like, "All right, here's your password."
No.
She didn't want to do it, so
No,
she
no,
lost
no.
everything and got all upset. Go ahead.
I love this therapy session we're
It-
having.
I had before. Sorry, words. They're hard for me.
Not the only thing.
Anyways, I had more posts on that Instagram. I just deleted them all. I had about 20 posts on that Instagram, and they were all dogs. I didn't have a single selfie.
So you deleted them. So you're self-conscious about your own psychological problem. I could tell you were about to do a fucking sound effect. She likes to do sound effects, and she just stopped herself. She was about to go. She was
Pickle
about-
Rick!
She was about to do that, and she had to stop herself. Cammy, why don't you do sound effects?
No.
People think it's cute.
No.
He'll get like 3 extra views because
No.
there's a girl on this podcast. All right.
That's the main reason.
Flash your tits. It'll get all the views. Put it in the thumbnail.
Yeah, an audio.
we'll get it in braille for those deaf listeners at home.
Wait,
What?
sure, why not? I got a
Braille.
notification that Jackson did a reaction to the new Avengers trailer, so
That's probably a good meme.
it's probably a really good meme. There was a new trailer that came out this morning for
The only one
Avengers.
that I know is the Thanatos. The Thanos one. That's a god from some religion I don't remember. I think it's Greek. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Thanos when he's got the gauntlet in his hand.
Yeah,
And then
is it the
cuts-
Disney one?
It cuts to a guy with the gauntlet doing this.
Yes.
And then it cuts back to him punching the shit out of Iron Man. I was
Oh.
like, that's all I need to see. I didn't need to see the rest
I
of the
thought you were
movie.
talking about the picture that was going around of Thanos' face is Mickey Mouse, and then all the gemstones are each studio that Disney owns, and then the Fox one goes on there.
Let's talk about that.
What, Disney owning everything and creating a monopoly?
Disney's doing a lot more than creating a monopoly.
They're making a
killing-
kingdom.
They're killing theaters.
Have you ever noticed that they call themselves the happiest kingdom in the world? They
Yeah.
call themselves a kingdom.
If you are part of their kingdom, yeah, I'm sure they're real happy.
I love those sweatshops.
Unless you're a serf, a peasant at the bottom, which is most of the workforce for them, at minimum wage, working in a Disney park. Anyways, they're killing theaters. They price gouge theaters. Even if
Oh, are you talking about how many percentage of films that they have come out in
Mhm.
the theater? Oh, yeah,
they
I've
take
seen that.
they take 50 to 60% of revenue.
Yeah.
When they're not, you're supposed to take like 40%.
And what's even worse is how many of their films come out in
Mhm.
a year.
Yeah.
They have they conquer half of the market almost.
Yeah. And then that's why it's so bad because none of these guys can rise up because they have like half the movies. If they go, we're not showing Disney movies
Yeah.
anymore. That's like half the movies that are coming out every
Yeah.
year, and they can't do it. And so they're killing it though.
Which personally sucks for a fan of animation because I'd like to see stuff other than Disney.
It also sucks if you know anything about Walt Disney himself. Completely against everything that they're doing today.
We'll make the perfect kingdom, perfect circles, no Jews.
Hey, I mean, he was a little anti-Semitic, you know.
I'm
He
coming
wasn't a
for-
Nazi. He wasn't a full-blown Nazi. He just thought the Jews were kind of bad.
He thought they were just below him.
Yeah, he didn't want to kill him. He just wanted to step on him.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, Walt
He only thought some of the things Hitler did was okay.
So they're gonna wake him up out of that little cellar they got him in, and he's gonna be like, "You did what to get where?" And they're like, well, "Yeah, we made you so much money. We made so much money. We brought you back to life." And he's gonna be like, This is the
And guess what,
shittiest
sir?
kingdom.
There's even more Nazis now.
No, they're gonna be like, what about the Jews? And you're like, oh, they run the world. He's gonna kill himself. He's gonna put a gun to his head and say, you ruined my corporation, and you let the Jews take over. That's a conspiracy theory. I don't support that. The Rothschild thing is bullshit. If you're a conspiracy theorist, please end your life. Sponsored by Audible.
Sponsored by Audible. Audible stands for
Oh, that's a big spike.
No, it's
It's like conspiracy theories.
what?
Let's not. 'Cause
Can
I know
we-
exactly where you're going with this.
Cammy likes to think that we live in a like a Matrix
Pocket
world.
dimension?
Maybe, I don't know. It's she likes to think we live in a simulation.
No, it's an actual mental disorder.
Yeah, now you know that. It's called Down syndrome.
I was supposed to be born with Down syndrome.
Yeah, pretty sure you said it 3 times on the last podcast. YouTube and Wikipedia are teaming up to fight fate. Oh, I thought it was gonna say YouTube and Wikipedia are Nazis.
List of conspiracy theories. Wikipedia, the most trusted site ever.
Channel.
What'd you say?
Go to Shane Dawson's channel.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He's a
perpetuate-
pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
No, he's not.
Shane Dawson, if you're watching this, I don't really like you as a content creator. I think your videos are a little bit predatory, but you're not a pedophile.
Hey, you're
I've
gonna-
actually I don't watch Shane Dawson at all. He was just never on my radar.
I love
um,
Shane Dawson.
Cammy watches him a lot. She gets a little bit too.
What do you
into
think about
videos.
his blackface?
I don't care.
She gets like, I don't know. If you look at some of his videos, he does things. He doesn't do anything that other YouTubers don't do. It's just I don't like the way he does them. Like, I'm sure he likes kids. Sorry, that's really bad. I'm not talking about the pedophile.
Pretty
thing.
sure he
I'm
loves
sure he
kids.
likes kids, but like he's just like he's using kids, or he used a kid in his video to get views and stuff, and it's just there's more to it than that. But I don't like when he preys on people that go, "Ooh, kid in thumbnail, ha, I like kids too," and then cute kids, ha ha ha. I don't know. It's just very clickbaity. I don't like the kind of content. But he's not a pedophile. Can confirm. I was there. He had the opportunity to touch multiple kids, and I did it, but he didn't. I did it just once. It was college. I was drunk. I'm not even in college. You can't prove anything. The Bible and Jesus. That's a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, it says that parts of the New Testament are false.
Oh, that's not a conspiracy theory. Fucking, there's absolutely false statements in all versions of the Bible.
I don't believe in the Bible at all.
I mean, I think they're very good. In fact,
There's an actual word for what the Bible is. It's
Gay?
Not, it's
a
not,
work of fiction,
It's not meant to be looked at.
a children's book,
It's not meant to be looked at as like a history book. It's meant to be looked at
as lessons.
lessons
Little
basically,
metaphors.
stories that teach you a lesson.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So the Catholic,
but
the
there's an
Catholics-
actual word for it that I can't remember right now.
The Catholics, I'm not Catholic, but the Catholics, the ones who
Fucking
ruined
Catholic
the
Jews.
Bible in the first place, hey, rip Holy Roman Empire. But
Yo, how about those?
how about pre-Germany? How about pre-Prussia, Holy Roman Empire? But they used the Bible to for power and shit, and so they would put stuff in the Bible that was. I mean, I guess there's no proof of that because we don't live then. But to assume that they didn't edit the Bible to get more power and more land, which is what the entire Holy Roman Empire was about, is pretty crazy to think they didn't do that. And so basically, modern day Catholicism, the Pope himself, I don't know if it was Pope Francis, but one of the popes was like, "Hey, official statement: we should probably just look at the Bible as like good metaphors for life and stuff, and like just a general story. We probably shouldn't get too into it. Like that's the official Catholic Pope stance on the Bible." And so it's crazy to me to see all these Americans who are all like, "The Bible is my life," and I'm like, dude, like the founder of the Bible is like, you probably shouldn't listen too close, and they're over here like, "I live and breathe by the Bible of the United States."
Those people I stay far away from. I don't trust them.
I don't know how they're everywhere. It's really bad. 2018.
Well, out here,
really bad.
we're on the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna find them.
But like the Bible Belt isn't some the Rust Belt / Bible Belt isn't just some fucking little shitty colony.
Basically,
out in the, middle
the
of the
South.
country.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. We're not like a shitty little town village in the
We
middle of
are,
the
though.
country. There's a lot of people here. If the Midwest,
Yeah,
just
but
the Midwest,
Branson has no money.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They got tons of money. They're giving that water park a good tax break.
Yeah, but they don't.
$1
Yeah, they had to ask for that tax break because they don't have money
No,
to spend it on.
Branson has lots of money.
No, they don't.
I think Branson has a lot of money.
Mm-mm.
I think they have a lot of.
They
stored
ran
money.
out of a lot of it.
Yeah, because they're upgrading shit. They're in that like
because they had to take care.
every mountain has a valley. All right.
The street where the Ferris wheel is.
Yeah, I know. I worked there. It was terrible.
Yeah, that street they didn't own technically, and then they bought the rights to it, but they had to take care of it.
Why'd they do that anyways? What was the point of that? Because they just expanded the road a little bit.
They
with
wanted
pipes,
to so that they could do stuff with the road,
but they
but
never did it.
yeah, because they realized they didn't have enough money to take care of it, so they were like, technically you still own it.
Why aren't they like hiring people to do budget? That's a pretty simple budget thing.
Because
this is how much it's gonna cost. They didn't hire that guy.
Because Branson is so far gone that they're like, do everything.
Hey, Branson Mayor, if you're watching this, you're sorry, Branson Mayor. As of right now, maybe not 10 years from now. I don't want the future Branson Mayor to be like, are they talking about me? Branson Mayor, as is 2018, March 16th, 2004.
Dating us.
Yeah, when this video comes out in 2 months, Trevor.
Yeah.
You're terrible. You're an absolutely terrible mayor. I've looked up your policies. I've looked up your stuff. You're absolutely garbage. You need to get out of office. This is I'm pretty sure it is the female mail.
Okay, I've met her.
I don't know the gender. She has a feminine name. You met her?
Yeah, I've met her.
I'm sure she's nice in person. But as far as policies go, and knowing how to run a tourist city, it's very difficult.
Very.
And I'll give you credit there. It's very difficult. You're not cut out for the job. You're not cut out for the job at all. You're doing a terrible job, and I think it's time to give it to somebody else.
But hey, at least the police are getting a new station.
Oh yeah, let's get them those new Chargers, the new Dodge Chargers that they need for all those fast cars that they're chasing down here on highway.
Yeah, really.
that hatchback we saw. That's half a different car. Oh, I'm sure they need the Dodge Charger to chase that down. Look, they're nice cars, okay, and I support having a good police force. Yeah. Put the money where it needs to be. They're not cracking down on the meth heads here. I don't see why they need new cars.
The thing is like the police station in Branson is in the city hall, so that they want to move them out to have their own station.
Yeah, no, that station. I mean, it's fine. It looks cool, anyways. I think it's a nice fit for Hollister.
It's fine.
By the way, Branson Police and Hollister, they're kind of blurring the lines here, but yeah,
I walk by their station all the time, actually.
Yeah, because you go to C of O. So, fuck, you don't go to that
OTC.
cult. You go to OTC.
Cult.
The other cult. Just kidding. OTC is not a cult. Please accept my application. No, I already got accepted. I just have to enroll. I just haven't done it yet because FAFSA stuff. Okay.
Oh man.
Look,
hate
government
that
government official. If you're watching this and you have anything to do with the FAFSA,
when you're totally watching this on your free time,
you need to fix your website. All right. I've tried to reset a password 10 times, and okay, here's what happens. They go, all right, we're sending it to the email, and I go to the email. 3 hours later, they send it. And by the time I get the code and go back to put it into the website, oh, your session has expired. Try resending the email. And it just happens every time. So I can't put in the code to reset the password because it expires every time because they wait 3 hours to send me the code to reset my password. And it pisses me off. And then everyone looks at me like, you're so lazy. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Call them? There's nothing I can do about it.
What if the site sends you an email like, you're so lazy?
Yeah. No, they have they keep reminding me like, hey, you need to finish it. Like, I know I need to finish it.
Fix your site,
they have a phone number thing, so I'm gonna try that. Like, send the code to your text phone number. I'm gonna try that.
Man, college is so expensive.
Not worth it. Not worth it. It's not worth it. The only reason you need to get a degree.
If you want to get a nice paying job.
You know what job employers are doing in the United States? They look to see if you have a degree, and they go, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They don't care what it is. You can be a fucking art major, and they'd be like, all right, you're hired to this factory.
The only reason why I'm going into college is so that I can at least learn more about what I'm going into. That's it.
The only thing.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because self-taught can only get you so far.
Unless you're good at it.
Yeah, which can be debatable in my profession.
but like. Other countries are laughing at us, not just because of our president.
I was about to say, it's like they've always been laughing at us.
But just like in recent history, our education is shit. It's been shit, especially with that Betsy DeVos. That dumb bitch, Betsy DeVos. If you're watching this, I honestly don't care if you get hit by a car. Jesus. I want you to live.
Jesus.
I want you to live because wishing death on people is bad.
It's
but
easy.
Like, I'm just letting you know that if you get hit by a car, I probably wouldn't care that much.
Death is easy.
Yeah.
Torture is hard.
The education system would be 10 times better if you just were hospitalized for a little bit. That's not a terror. I'm not saying I would do it. That's freedom of speech. I'm just saying. I'm making a statement.
It's not hate
if it
speech,
happened.
it's freedom.
Yeah, I don't even have the resources to do so. Government, FBI, please. I know you're watching. Anywho,
They're gonna watch. They're gonna listen to this and be like, "Yeah, arrest those, arrest those people, please."
Oh, that'd be a step up. Couldn't catch the school shooter. Literally saying he was gonna say, "I'm gonna shoot up the school" multiple
Really?
times. They
Yeah.
couldn't catch him though. Couldn't catch him, but oh, he made vague statements about not liking Betsy DeVos. Arrest him. I'm sure
That's probably the best summary ever that I've heard of.
No, it's fucking annoying. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about the Parkland shooting thing because like that was a problem. Some fucking mid-tier intern just didn't do his job like a retard, and so it didn't get up to the. He was actually Down syndrome. I'm using it the way it's meant to be. But no, that intern, like he was supposed to fucking. So that was like it hit the bottom tier. Like they had an outpost out there in Florida, and then they had it like, all right, send this up to HQ, and he was like, all right. And then I guess he just went home and got drunk and didn't do it. I don't know what he did.
Drunk.
And so nobody ever knew about it. They said, "Hey, did you do it?" And he went, "Yeah." And he didn't do it, and it was lost there. So they didn't have any actual. They didn't know about it.
But you got to realize, Trump would have gone in there and saved everybody.
Asshole. There's literally footage.
Did you watch that whole interview where he said that quote?
I only watched the part.
Holy shit!
it's
That
worse
whole
with
interview
context.
is one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed on television history.
Every interview with him is honestly.
No, this one like is the peak of entertainment for me personally because there was one bit where he talked about video games.
Oh, I remember that. Well, I'm not gonna talk about that.
And
I get
he,
too upset
and he
about
was
that.
like, oh my god, he was like, these video games and these movies out here, all these violence and all that stuff is like we should have a rating on these. And I'm like,
What? He goes. Some of these games are violent. We should probably like rate them so parents know.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like,
That's
it's
what.
like, have you ever seen a game case in your fucking life, you old fuck?
Well, he was talking about movies and video games, and like they
both of them
both have
had 'em
ratings.
for way longer because they've existed longer. It's like he met with. I mean, the
he met with
ESRB.
video game characters.
He met with people from the ESRB,
yeah.
the people who do it. I mean, they were like mid-tier interns. They didn't send anybody special. He met with like an intern for the ESRB, a mom, and like just some random guy he found on the street. Like those were the experts. Those were the experts he talked to.
He actually got a 10-year-old kid who was playing video games.
He was
to
like,
talk to.
"Do you feel more violent, young Padawan?"
Sith Lord.
and it was a baby. He went, "Wah," and he was like, "He's trying to kill me," and they killed the kid right there on the spot. That's fake news.
Speaking of Star Wars,
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Look, if you like,
speaking of Star Wars, Rebels just ended.
there you go. Hey, they at least it ended, unlike the Clone Wars.
Yeah, Clone Wars didn't get an ending. Rebels did.
That was a better show. Fuck you, Disney.
bullshit.
Anyways,
I watched Rebels. I watched it till the end. I cried.
oh, I'm sure it was. I mean, they because they tried to wrap up
There was
Clone
one
Wars.
specific moment where I was like bawling my
'Cause
eyes out.
The main writer was also on Clone Wars, was he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Main
did.
creator, writer.
Yeah, he
everybody.
did his best to like wrap up both stories,
Yeah.
but I mean, you can't. There's only so
Well,
much you can do.
There's one story that he still hasn't wrapped up yet.
General Grievous
No.
and why he has 4 arms.
No. He's always had 4 arms.
Why Chewbacca can live for so long.
No.
What happened to the Wookiee homeworld after the Separatists
No.
controlled it?
No.
Why did those kids die?
Ahsoka. They haven't wrapped up the story with Ahsoka yet.
Yeah, but I mean, they released what was supposed to happen in Clone Wars. And
Yeah, and
and
then
by-
that also carries on to Rebels.
Well,
but
but-
in the Rebels show, they didn't. They left it open ended for what happened to her.
did they show the pyramid thing where fucking Ahsoka and Darth Vader went into the fucking pyramid and then like
Oh, and then they fought each other.
yeah,
They actually gave us an answer to what happened.
what was the answer?
Holy sh! Do you guys care? Do you watch?
No, I don't care. No,
I don't.
no.
Okay, so Rebels season 4.
TLDR, please.
Spoilers, by the way. Season 4 got fucking nuts.
Like
Okay. I just
Acorns?
so to start off with this, all of season 4 takes place on Ezra's home planet.
Who?
Because Ezra, he's the main character.
Ah.
It takes place on his home planet because it's taken over by the Empire and they want to get it back. And there's something mysterious happening on the
droids?
planet and they don't know. No. And something's happening on the planet and they don't know why. So the whole season takes place there. First of all, once we come back from our mid-season break, I didn't expect this to happen. Literally the first episode that we got back, the Jedi that's been training Ezra just dies on screen.
The sacred text.
No. No, Kanan, the Jedi that was teaching Ezra, just goes out and dies, which I didn't expect that early on.
Was he old?
No, he died from an explosion.
That shithead.
No,
Who trained him?
who trained him?
There weren't that many Jedi left.
Shit. I forget the Jedi's name, but he was like one of the Jedi that like ran from Order 66.
Have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Shut up.
It's not something the Jedi would tell you.
So they're like getting away and they're like on top of these like gas containers, and the general's like, fire at the gas containers, and
I want every gun we have on that gas container.
exactly, basically. And then
Today I learned that Kylo Ren is stealing quotes from Rebels.
no, it gets nuts. But so they shoot the gas container and it explodes, and he goes out and like holds it back or something, and then he looks back at his wife and he's like, I can't see. He's blind, by the way. He got blinded from a fight early on in the season.
So he doesn't even know his wife's there.
No
point
this
in doing
is the
it.
part where I like started crying. Was he looks back at his wife and he's like still blind, and then it cuts back to him and his eyes clear up so he can see his wife one last time, and then he dies. And it's like, oh, this is just the worst thing
What
I've
a
ever seen.
shitty Jedi. Fucking we got.
No, he saved them though. He just had to sacrifice
Okay,
himself.
but it's also like look at Luke Skywalker. This guy's like a legend, and he
Yeah.
walks. Sorry, I'm talking about the movie. I didn't want to talk about it. Spoilers. He fucking walks out, and he's like, oh, but he was projecting himself onto a different planet,
Okay.
and it killed him.
So that moment, people were like, the Force is a little extreme. Okay, Dave Filoni, the guy who made Clone Wars and Rebels, he's like, I can beat that. So the secret to the whole planet is that turns out the planet has a secret gateway to time and space,
I heard about this.
and Ezra goes into it and can time travel.
I heard about this.
And he went and saved Ahsoka from dying.
In the pyramid?
Yeah.
That's how they wrapped that up?
Yeah, he literally took her out of the moment.
How come Darth Vader doesn't talk about this? Like, you think at some
It
point
would be funny.
this really goes,
No,
this bitch just fucking
no. It's like he's fighting Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan disappears. He's like, second time. God damn it.
Because he has no idea. He hasn't like seen a Jedi die.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he hasn't seen a Jedi die like that, has he? The only other one that died was Yoda, but that he died later.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan the first one to go into the whole Jedi ghost? Because there's no other Jedi ghost.
He was the
besides
first
him.
one on screen, yeah, to do like the I will become part of the Force thing.
So we could technically assume that Darth Vader has no idea why the fuck his body just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like if you could see the face under the mask, like what the fuck? It's
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna kill this
Man.
guy.
So they brought time travel in
How come Han Solo didn't become a Jedi ghost?
because he's not Force sensitive.
Then how are his kids Force sensitive?
Because Leia's Force sensitive.
Leia ain't shit. First of
She's
all,
Force
Leia
sensitive.
fucking went out of the ship. I'm a Jedi now. It's like no. It took. It takes a long time to learn how to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
She has
and
no training.
she did a basic Force pull. That's like the most basic you can.
She
get.
has no training. Luke couldn't do a basic Force pull when he first
Also,
started.
We don't know if she got any training. There's a huge time jump. So
Okay, well Disney
She might have.
Disney can't just leave these potholes in, especially
I mean,
Star Wars fans.
okay. Hey, as I was saying, season 4.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The season ends with Ezra sacrificing himself on a huge battleship. And
They destroyed
warped speed.
They destroyed a ship by warping in. You can't fucking do that.
Yeah, you can.
They haven't done it at any other point in the history
They
of
talked
the
about
series.
it though in episode 4
I'm sure they talked, but they never did it. Why isn't it a rampant thing?
because it's sacrificing a cruiser that you have very rare supplies.
It's a Star Destroyer. They have plenty of those.
No,
The
they
Star
don't.
Destroyer literally popped in, blew it up, and it was fine. The Star Destroyer had
They
no
had
damage.
one big ship. They were literally.
Okay, at the end of Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is canon, unfortunately,
I don't know the stories.
they download this data about the new fucking guys that are showing up.
Yeah.
Okay, because they released like a DLC. So this is about Kylo Ren. This is the current universe, and they download the data because they're trying to get the data for the rebellion. Don't know why they're still called the rebellion. The resistance. They're not resistance. They're the ones in power now. If anything,
The resistance is just the rebellion.
I know that's a different thing. I'll get to that later. But they download the data and they're like, holy shit, they have like 8 million Star Destroyers. What the fuck? Like that's the end. and they take that data to the Resistance. That's how that game ends.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, why are they just doing this everywhere?
Oh, you're talking about the bad guys doing that to them.
The New Order when the bad guys came in and fucking blew up the ship, and I was like, why haven't they been doing this for years? Why didn't they destroy every separatist ship by pumping in the Star Destroyer that's much larger than their ships?
Again, it feels like it's just a waste of supplies. I don't know.
What supplies are wasted?
A ship is wasted.
It came out unscathed. That Star Destroyer was fine when
No,
it blew up that ship. It had minimal damage.
It blew up with the rest of the ships.
They built a planet. Okay, with a big gun in the middle.
Yeah, and
That's
look what
nothing.
happened to it.
That
It
is
exploded.
nothing. It exploded. They're probably built another one. They're just copying the fucking original trilogy. It's all they're doing.
No, they're not. They actually decided to do something different, and then the fans were like, "Fuck you!"
Planet Destroyer 2.0. It's gonna be half a planet with a gun sticking out of it.
No. This is what you do. What you do is you make a giant ship that looks exactly like Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
And then you turn it into a Gundam.
Oh, it becomes anime.
Yeah.
No. You know another thing? Fuck you about trying something new. They go, all right, we're building up the story about Snoke. Fucking okay, he's cool guy. I wonder who he is. Next movie, I just killed him. We don't want to do anything with him.
Exactly.
It's bullshit. Everyone was that was the
That's because
that was the big mystery.
That's because fans built it up to be a mystery. Even in the movie, they didn't question it. He was just a guy there. Even in the original trilogy, Sidious was never explained who he was. He was just an old guy who was powerful.
People were annoyed by that. People wanted to know who
No,
he was.
they weren't. They were like, "Oh, it's the greatest Sith ever."
No, but also Sidious has more backstory than this motherfucker does.
Before the prequels.
Sure.
I'm just talking about the original trilogy.
Okay, but he got a backstory.
No, he didn't.
He has more. He
did
got
because of
more.
the prequels.
Yes,
but
they touched on it.
What I'm trying to say is, I think we are because Rebels. Back to Rebels.
Snoke and Rebels.
No.
Shit.
No. How
Why is it
Rebels?
even
Rebels ends with Ezra sacrificing himself, taking out the big bad of the show.
But then he goes back in time and saves himself.
No.
Mm.
And it ends with a time jump to after episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends with one of the girls from it, Sabine. She's like, I know what I have to do. And then she meets up with Ahsoka and they fly off into the distance.
And that's it?
Well, they're going to go find Ezra. So
But he's dead. You just said he died.
Well, he was in a Star Destroyer ship.
Yeah.
And he light speeded it into space. No idea where.
How's that sacrificing anything? He just moved it. He just moved the Star
he took
Destroyer.
the villain with him.
Okay, so he just moved to a different system.
Yeah, I
They
know.
just jump back.
Yeah. But anyways.
No.
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 Okay, I'm forgetting a very big detail of this. He didn't make the ship jump to hyperspace. This is going to sound weird. He got space whales to come out and attach to the ship.
the very popular space whales of the series.
Let me look up a picture of the space whales.
Well talked about, well documented Star Wars characters. The space whales, definitely not brand new introduced things to the universe.
Yeah, that's him riding on top of one. Yeah, those things. Those things went onto the ship, and these things can hyper jump.
They couldn't make them look alien. They're just actual whales.
Well, they have tentacles on the back.
Whoa!
That's how you make them look alien. That's him riding on them. Okay.
Why is he wearing not a spacesuit? He's just got a normal fucking helmet on.
Yeah, that's how he's
not
breathing.
not airtight at all. There's no
Listen,
air.
animation could take a few liberties.
It looks so bad.
No, it doesn't.
Sorry, not Dan Harmon.
Not Dan Harmon.
What is he wearing now? He's not in space, is he?
No, that's
Okay.
his master. He's wearing the yeah. Anyways, those
It
space.
looks a little bit short to be a stormtrooper.
And that's the end, guys. Thank you for. No, he got those things. They can hyper jump somehow, and they attach to the ship and.
So what you're telling me is that they had a loophole and they went, "Fuck, how do we fix it? Oh, space whales that can hyper jump." And they introduced these space whales, and then immediately went,
they introduced these space whales back in season 2, and then they came.
Did we know they could jump then?
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
They just didn't touch on why? Or why anybody was not surprised?
They basically just said that they...
Or how these space whales were not extinct with hundreds of years of war in the
Well, they
galaxy?
were going extinct. That's why they found them.
It was actually easier to find them because they were going extinct?
Well, because they went to a random point where the whales were giving like a sonar signal to them.
Whales have eyes. They don't need sonar. That's dolphins.
No, like the noise that they're making. Like, ooh, that.
The sound doesn't travel in space.
Shut up, Star Wars. Dude, you can nitpick like everything from
It's
Star
annoying.
Wars.
That's
isn't
what-
it?
it's
That's what
what-
he does to me whenever I watch Doctor Who.
It's
He
why
just
there's a lot of
sits there
shows-
and nitpicks and
Doctor
I
Who-
can't watch
Speaking of
anything.
Doctor
Doctor
Who,
Who
let's
is
talk
the
about Doctor
living-
Who right now.
Doctor Who is a living, breathing loophole. That thing, I can't watch
You mean
the show.
TARDIS?
The whole thing.
The TARDIS is a loophole.
Yeah, it itself is a loophole, but there's
Yeah.
so many more loopholes too.
Like
And
what?
how he can't go back in time and just kill the last Dalek. Every time there's only one Dalek that gets away and rebuilds all the other Daleks. Go back in time and kill him.
Actually, he's went back in time to when the Daleks were first being made, and he actually had the
And he
choice to
fucked it
kill
up.
them.
Why? Why didn't he do it?
Because it's an actual really cool moment
What did
where
he do?
he's thinking about what are all the pros and cons of killing them.
The Time Lords don't have to go to Time War and kill. Like that's the only thing he cares about. He doesn't give a shit about Earth. He chose that,
That
after.
was before the Time War.
Yeah, but he would prevent the Time War. If he killed
Wait,
the Daleks.
what?
If he killed the Daleks, he would prevent the Time War, right? At least with the
Maybe.
Daleks. With the Daleks, at
But
least.
the Time Lords are all powerful beings that would have probably
Who were
destroyed-
losing, by the way.
They would have probably destroyed other planets anyways. They're not good guys.
Sure, but it's the only thing he cares about in the real series. Like he pretends like he cares about Earth because it's the only thing he has right now. But he doesn't give a shit about Earth at
Yeah, he
all.
does.
No, it's like overarching.
He's half human.
What?
He's not half human.
That's actually that's a thing that they brought up and then just totally forgot about it.
That they
Never
said he
bring it
was
up
half.
again.
They said he was half human, and then
In the Doctor Who movie where
Mm.
they brought the show back, they talked about how he was half human, and then they kind of just shuffled that off into the corner. And
seems
forgot
like
about it.
something that was a mistake. They didn't mean to put in there
Yeah,
because there's no possible way he's half human. It doesn't make any sense. Wow, he's an ugly motherfucker.
his hair, he cut it short for symbolism type reasons.
So they wanted to be cool and try to make it dramatic, and then they just made him look like an ROTC kid.
No, he cut his hair because it's supposed to symbolize what he looked like when he first met his wife.
Oh, the blind guy?
What?
This is the blind guy?
Yeah, this is the blind Jedi now.
Oh, this is right when he dies?
Yeah.
Oh, he fucking sucked. That's like a small little fire. Like that's nothing.
So
I'm just saying that's nothing. The Jedi, like Luke Skywalker's over here, fucking.
Whoa.
Luke Skywalker.
Out of context, this picture's amazing.
It looks like a bad Photoshop.
It does. It's actually pretty funny. Yo, it's Rex.
You're gonna have to put that on screen for the two people that don't know what we're talking about.
Sure.
But no. So many things I want to talk about with Star Wars. What we were talking about
We were talking about Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. I want to get back to Star Wars. We're talking about Doctor Who. Like he could just stop the sure, the Time Lords are bad guys, but he's a Time Lord. He doesn't give a shit about the universe.
Depends.
Like he's starting to a little
He
bit.
specifically mentions how fixed points he doesn't want to mess with unless he's supposed to be there.
Well, because the Time
Like,
Lords.
for example, I recently watched the episode Fires of Pompeii. Okay, he goes there and realizes it's a fixed point, but because he was always meant to be there, because he's the one that sets off
he
the
has to.
volcano.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because that's the whole Time Lord rule is like
yeah,
they don't mess with things they're not supposed
don't
to
interfere with fixed points.
unless they're like meant to
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
And so it's just like, first of all, it's not that much to worry about because there was the whole Time Lord rule. Also, Cammy was trying to explain to me why that the Master is bad because he's stared into a void. Because they do this when they're kids, they just look into a black hole and go.
It was not a black hole.
It's just a black hole.
It was a time vortex.
It was a time. What was it? Black?
No,
No.
it was blue.
It was the time vortex, like what he goes through when
Yeah.
he's in his TARDIS.
Basically, what time
So if you look
lords-
out the window, you just get fucked.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Whenever you're a child, Time Lord child, the Academy brings you to raw time, basically.
Mhm.
It's just a vortex. And they basically make you look into it to see what you see.
Abusive parents.
Yeah, the Time Lords are not nice people. But the Master looked into it, and he went fucking nuts.
And you think they'd kill him on the spot, like mad cow's disease, don't you think?
No, they thought he was a warrior, so they made him a warrior. Because he went mad.
He's a shit warrior.
I mean,
No, he's really bad at fighting.
No, I
couldn't-
mean-
the
hey,
doctors
he
are like,
survived everything perfectly.
sure, that's not what warriors are about. They're about killing.
She's a she now, actually. So
I mean, it's still just an it, really.
so's the Doctor.
They're ex
The
gender.
Doctor's also female now. Yeah.
So they're gonna be. Are they gonna be lesbians? That's gonna be really cool. Actually,
Well,
I'm into that.
because the female master died.
But
Oh,
she's
yeah,
still.
that's right.
But isn't she still like? Does she still exist?
No.
There was two, wasn't there?
Yeah, at the they,
Yeah, they met each other, but it was his past regeneration. This one regenerates into that one.
Yeah,
dude, that
but aren't there
episode
two
was
versions
so
of her?
That episode was so fucking good.
It
Aren't there two
was.
versions of her?
No.
Huh? This is the past regeneration.
Well, I'm pissed. I only liked Missy. I only liked Missy. That's kind of
Where's the
annoying that
hots
they.
for her?
What?
Missy's hot. Anyways.
Okay.
No, Missy was like probably the best though. Like I'm really annoyed. I'm probably not gonna watch it with you because it's gonna be the fucking nasty beard dick Robbie Rotten wannabe piece of shit.
This guy?
Yeah. No offense, Master.
I don't know if the master's gonna come back or not because they have
He's
this.
gonna come back.
They have this trend.
It's the whole story.
No, they have this trend with New Who where it's like every other Doctor they have the master.
Dalek or Master. That's
Because,
the
like-
overarching story for every
Well,
season.
because
Dalek Master.
9 didn't have the master. 10 had the master. 11
What
didn't
did
have the
9 have, though?
master.
Did 9 have
12 had the
Daleks?
master.
Did 9 have Molochs?
Monks?
They have the
9
Molochs?
had Daleks.
They had
and,
Daleks.
Did not have Cybermen.
So they just keep switching off.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I
it
mean,
was 10.
they can,
10 had Cybermen.
not to be confused with Cybermen, which is a Dragon Ball Z thing.
No, those are Cybermen.
Sorry,
Cybermen.
yeah, I got them backwards.
Yeah.
Anyways, but no, I don't know. It'll be sad if they don't bring back Missy.
I'm just I don't know if I'm gonna like having a female doctor.
I'm excited because everything is new.
Yeah,
We've got a new logo. We've got a new Doctor. We've got hopefully a new TARDIS, and we've got a new writer now, a new head guy, new companions, new everything.
I know,
Here's the thing.
I'm not into that. I'm not into. I don't like change.
Doctor Who.
The show is literally about change when he regenerates.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm also gonna miss David Tennant, and
He literally left in 2010.
I still miss David Tennant. I'm really gonna miss the last Doctor. I can't
Speaking
believe
of David
fucking
Tennant-
Peter Capaldi. Peter
I have
Capaldi
the
was
hots for him.
amazing.
He's so good.
I have the hots for him. He's hot. Anyways, look at
That
him. Look at
handsome
them.
boy.
Look at them. That was probably
They
the best
are,
season.
yeah.
I don't. I think
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
The next- this
that's
season-
series 8.
this season might not be bad, but I think it's downhill. Like as far as Prime goes.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think they can get any better.
We'll have to see what they do with the
Obviously.
story.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Dalek
That's where
Dalek
it's gonna-
Cyberman Alliance. It's the Cyberman in a Daleks.
I mean,
standing up in it.
um,
It also pissed me off how they ended with with his assistant this season, last season, where she just
Bill?
turns into Flubber, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm fine here." Like, what are you talking about?
I'm going with my gay girlfriend in travel space.
as Flubber. It's like
That's amazing.
it's like, excuse me, like nobody wants to do that. She just got done traveling space with you for years. She spent her life on a ship for years. You go, you know what? I'm fine as Flubber. Everything that just
really
happened.
pretty.
I don't want to go back to Earth.
What? She's
She's
very
really
pretty.
pretty.
Yes.
Flubber bitch.
She was in Black Mirror too.
Oh,
That's right.
she was also in
African American mirror.
Shut up.
She was also in that one British show that I don't watch with David Tennant.
They're breaking the
Oh, I know what
British
you're
show
talking about.
rules. with
Yeah.
this.
What?
The Doctor Who has broken British show rules.
Like,
British shows are different than American shows because
How?
they tell a story
Yeah.
and they fucking end.
Uh-huh.
They don't go on for 14, 15, 20, 90 seasons. All right, they tell a story and they go, "That's the story. That's it. We're not drawing this out because
the
it
end of the
ruins the
fucking
show."
world?
What the fuck am I
Like
looking
the
at
end,
here?
like that's
That's someone's fantasy, I guess.
yeah, I guess a comparison needs a comparison to Logan Paul.
Sure.
But yeah, like into the fucking world. Like that's best where it was.
That's
I know you hate the ending.
oh.
Spoilers. He gets shot in the end. I don't know if you wanted to watch that show, Into the Fucking World. It's some British show.
It's so good and it's
Oh.
so awful.
But they tell a story, and then at the end of the story, they ruin it. They build up this whole story about them being together and clearing their names. Like these two people were innocent anyways up until the end. Okay.
Speaking of David Tennant,
Okay.
Jessica Jones came out last week.
People still watch that?
Yes.
I don't know.
Jessica
I don't
Jones
do
was
it.
my all-time favorite Marvel
I mean,
show.
I'm just saying, chill out, Trevor. A lot of people stopped watching it.
No, they
As far
didn't.
as far as popularity goes, and I think they stopped watching it. Leia should not have been able to get back in that ship.
What the fuck?
She had
I thought
no
we moved on from
no
this.
no, and then he they just flew a little ship and they saved the whole day. She goes, "Hey Finn, watch this." that's the big trick at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
And then like they're trying to ship the two. I don't know the ship. They're trying to ship.
Who?
They're trying to ship fucking
Rose and Finn?
Kin doll. Ray and Kylo Ren.
I ship it. I don't even watch it.
No.
I ship it.
No, absolutely not. They're just all that is. You know what that is, Trevor?
Hmm.
They're setting up for the next trilogy. Oh, they had kids. Oh, it's crazy. That's all they're setting up for. That's all. That's the only purpose that exists. Doesn't help the story whatsoever.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because that dollar cash money.
Yeah. And it pisses me off. Just end it. Star Wars needs to end. It needs to be over.
Hey,
they need to start a
Hey,
new.
episode 9 comes out May next year. It'll end.
They're gonna go on again. It's still gonna be the Skywalker
they're
kids
gonna-
because it's come out that Rey's parents were related to Leia and
I
Kylo
hope
Ren is
fucking
technically
not. I
related
hope
to
they're
Leia.
nobodies. I
There's-
want them to be nobodies.
Exactly. No more fucking Jedi. They killed the Jedi. They can't be any more fucking sacred text. It's over. It's
Well,
gone.
except for that Force sensitive kid at the end.
He's not gonna learn shit. He's gonna be like, he's gonna be fucking.
He's gonna get that
You
broom.
know what he's
and
gonna do? He's gonna be 13 years old, giant himself off with the Force. That's
He's
all.
gonna sharpen the end of that broom and then stab Kylo Ren, and that's how it's gonna end.
I still can't believe he just killed Snoke. I know what you're saying. I get you're saying that the people hyped it up,
Yes.
but it's you can't sit there and tell me that they didn't like at least put some mystery on it. Like like the little amount that they showed his face and they tried to make it like at the very end of the movie they showed him twice and they were like, oh, big hologram.
Again,
That's it.
I just don't feel like he's the focus of the story. It's
Isn't
Kylo
so?
Ren and Rey's battle of dark versus light. That's the main.
Fucking Han Solo isn't the focus of the story, but they had to kill him off. They could have just been like, all right,
Yeah, because
I'm leaving.
Han Solo was a dumb old man who was
Sure,
like, I want
sure.
out of this now.
All he had to do was like, I'm on retirement, and he just fucking left and don't ever have to talk about it again. That's all I had to do. No, they had to kill him.
How do you think episode 9's gonna start? Is it gonna start with the funeral of Leia?
It's probably going to pick up right where it left off. I wouldn't be surprised if.
How are you gonna solve the Leia problem? The actress
They
is
probably-
dead.
They probably won't talk about it. They'll probably just.
How are they gonna? It's just gonna start up and Leia's
You know what
gone.
They're gonna do. They're gonna. It's gonna be in the middle of the movie. They're not gonna reference Leia at all into the middle of the movie, and they're gonna CGI her in for about 3 seconds because it's expensive, and they're like.
I mean,
she's
they
gonna-
did
she's
it in
gonna say-
Rogue One.
She's gonna say, "It's a trap," and they're gonna blow up as the Star Destroyer comes in and blows up the ship.
I mean, they did it at the end of Rogue One. They can do it again.
Yeah, I don't like. Like, I get that the movies came after. It's the same with the prequels. The prequels have better technology than the sequels. Sorry, the old trilogy. But the prequels have better tech. They have better ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the movies came out later, and
Uh-huh.
they had better foresight. But it's still just a dumb loophole to me. You can't really fix it. But like when Rogue One came out, it's like, wow, it's a great story. Too bad they don't reference it at all in the original trilogy. They just go, some team of guys came in and got this stuff.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
But in Rogue One, it's like they sacrificed.
Plus,
their
there's
lives for
rebels.
this.
There's rebels characters in that.
Is Chewbacca in Rebels?
Yes.
Why? What's he doing?
Wait, was it Chewbacca? There was Wookiees.
It was a Wookiee for sure.
There was Wookiees. I think it might have been Chewbacca.
Is Han Solo in it?
No.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna be upset.
Leia was in it though.
Why?
I'm trying to remember the episode. All I remember from that episode was that she shot a stormtrooper and that was it.
Was he short?
What?
What?
No, but Leia.
Traitor.
Traitor. Did you see the deleted scene from Last Jedi that came out recently? Actually,
What was it?
there was a deleted scene that was actually released, and it was about Phasma and Finn's scene. You know, where they fight each other.
Yeah,
Apparently, before she like fell on the ground and had the.
that was a cool
Cut.
scene with the.
Yeah.
yeah.
There was actually a scene right in the middle there that was actually supposed to happen. The
Touch
scene.
me, Finn.
No, how the scene went, and it's actually a really cool scene. I don't know why they didn't keep it in, but basically what happens is, so Finn, he's like got his thing,
Yeah.
and Phasma's like facing off with the cut on her helmet, and then stormtroopers are like surrounding them, and then Finn has like this grandiose speech about how Phasma's the real traitor because she gave up information about the Starkiller base.
Yeah.
Whenever she had a gun up to her head,
Mhm.
and it was like, "You're the actual traitor here."
And then she was.
And
like,
then she was like, "Who's gonna believe someone like you?" And then the stormtroopers around them were like, and then her eye that you can see, she like looks around and sees that all the stormtroopers are kind of believing what Finn's saying, and then all of a sudden she just pulls out a pistol and shoots all the stormtroopers, and then Finn pulls out like a giant gun and shoots her.
That sounds pretty incredible. Honestly.
Oh, it's
I don't know
so
why
good.
Why'd they cut that out?
Oh, let's watch it then. It's somewhere on YouTube.
He produced Pacific Rim 2.
What?
Finn.
He didn't produce it. He's in it.
He produced and acted in it. He was a producer on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm very proud of him.
I'm so excited for that movie.
He got big insanely fast. It went from oh my god, I just got casted for Star Wars, like have no previous experience. I mean, he's had experience, but like no big deals beforehand. And now he's producing a movie and acting in it.
Yeah.
He's such a dork, by the way.
Obviously, the effects are not finished in this scene.
Yeah. Why didn't they just get on before it went up?
Disrespectful traitor! You called for order. You beat us down. But when your shiny neck was dragging, you squealed like a whoop hog.
Excuse me?
You ever just walk with the base, but you and I
I think that's like a pig.
Yeah.
When I put a gun to your head, you shut down Starkiller shields. Now what would your troops do if they found out? Or your masters? Who would believe a story like that?
That's incredible.
Oh shit! Every movie, someone loses their hand.
Yeah.
Rebels stop.
Hey, that's in the game.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the blaster in the game.
Yeah, that's the delete scene that they came out with
Wow.
recently. That would have honestly added a lot more to Phasma's character.
She also went flying pretty far to
Yeah.
get shot just once with a blaster. That doesn't
It's a
really do
big
that.
blaster.
No, it's they.
It was big on Finn. He was huge.
Well, yeah, but again, I don't like Battlefront 2. I wish it wasn't canon, but the things they do are canon, and the multiplayer is
Cammy
canon.
hates us, right?
The multiplayer is canon, and they have that gun because they want to be true to the story.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
the guns they use. That's when you're doing the New Order, because they have different eras.
Yeah.
When you're doing the New Order, that's the gun the support class has, or the heavy, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't. You don't go flying. You have to shoot them like 50 times, and then they go. Oh,
Well, that's a game. This is real life.
it's canon. I'm just saying it's canon. It's not a canon. It is canon.
But it's a
Good morning. Don't worry,
Anyways.
it's not canon. But this is.
Yes.
I ended up. I can't believe I liked that episode
Man.
so much. It was
That
such a good
episode is so fucking weird.
Pizza Steve.
Oh man, did you watch the most recent episodes?
I haven't. We haven't been caught up. Okay,
What
every time I wanna
season
watch-
did you leave off on, or what was the last episode?
We're on like season like.
It's
one still.
no.
No, that was the
No.
season 2 episode that you guys were referencing.
Oh.
Season 3.
Oh, shit. We're on season 5, by the way.
Yeah, so season 3, I think. Maybe season 4.
Shit's gone down in season 5, by the way.
What happens? What happens
Oh, I
after?
wanna start watching it.
What happens after? Fucking, he takes Lapis over the cities. This isn't the last episode.
Oh, the
we
one
watched
where he's
past
showing Lapis the world.
this. Yeah, what's the next episode?
The next episode is Peridot comes in and they have to like work out problems.
And the next
between those-
episode.
Is that when they live in the barn?
Yes,
Yes.
She, like,
yes.
halves it?
Yes.
Yeah,
What's the next episode?
I don't remember. I would have to
Go through the Wikipedia.
Yeah, go to the
Because I want to remember. I need to know what
without
episode I left off on.
spoiling anything because I knew new episodes are supposed
Stephen
to come out next
Hawking.
month.
Hawkins. Because I
That
need
was
to,
like
I need to know which
no, that
barnmates.
was not season 3.
No, barnmates. Oh,
No, back to the barn. At the yeah. No. Wait.
after Peridot gets carried away
Answer
with
was
Jim Gossip
received.
and says something about Amethyst unintentional. I know that one. So farther down, what's the answer? Peridot gets carried.
No, we came.
Steven becomes shush, Kimmy.
I'm trying to hide some of these because I don't want to.
I'm definitely it's after Nightmare Hospital for sure, where the
Keystone
zombies-
Motel.
the zombies with
Yeah, that's zombies.
and Sadie's song. I know that one. Catch and Release. Yes, I know that one. Okay, way past this.
Did you get to the episode where they it could have been great? Did you get to that episode?
Yes, it's. I think I'm right before they show off the rainbow bitch.
Oh.
The blacksmith.
Yes. So
That's not what I
barnmates.
meant.
Steven tries to help Peridot and Lapis. Okay, and the next one is Hit the Diamond. It's a baseball episode.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay, the next one
You're
is
there.
Steven floats. Steven gets a new power.
Yes, yes.
Drop beat Dad. That's about Sour Cream's dad.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Mr.
didn't-
Greg.
I didn't like.
Have you seen
episode.
that one, Mr. Greg?
Um,
That's where Greg becomes a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you want to say.
maybe. What happens?
It's a
in it?
musical episode.
What happens in it?
Greg gets fucking loads of cash, and he's like, "Let's go to the city," and they take Pearl along with.
I think that's the one that that's the episode I'm at then, because I haven't. I don't remember that.
Okay, you need to watch that one because that one has one of the best songs ever to exist.
I don't know. There's nothing better than "Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart." that doesn't.
Oh!
Nothing gets better than that one. They released it on Spotify, the whole soundtrack.
Yeah, I know.
So I was very excited for that.
Probably the song that I'm talking about is probably on there.
Maybe because they did it. They might have done it before that episode.
It's a Pearl song. It's one of the songs. It's one of the best songs in the entire series.
All right, but are you learning to be strong in the real way, Trevor? Are you gonna watch it again, Tammy?
Yeah.
At some point?
Yeah.
Every time because I don't want to watch it without her. She'll get
Yeah.
mad at me, and so I'm like, hey, let's watch it.
You need to catch up, man, because season 5 is so fucking good.
We don't.
Every time I've asked you, I haven't asked you recently to be fair, but every time I've asked you, she goes, I don't really feel like it. I have to be in the mood.
Well, what's good about you guys is you're behind, so you can just.
Watch it forever? Yeah.
Well, you can
binge.
get through the episodes that are like non-story based, and then get to the ones that are story based.
I also like waiting, just because I don't like waiting. Like, I like.
I mean,
waiting.
if you catch up to season 4, you'll be good because there's new episodes that are going to drop next month.
But I don't like waiting even a week. Like, I want it all to be
Wow.
done. I want
Wow.
it all to be done. I want to be able to binge it all in one go.
Speaking of binging, Voltron.
Who?
Voltron.
Who?
I've been watching Voltron
Who?
a lot. Voltron.
Who?
Fuck off.
What is that?
It's an animated show on Netflix.
Do you mean anime?
I mean, it is very anime.
Are you admitting to me that you're a weeb?
I mean,
Why don't you take a seat right there, Trevor?
I am gonna say.
It says here you typed in super lolly porn on Google.
Yeah.
What were you? Do you know what a lolly is?
I just wanted to see the detail.
The detail on what? This picture right here that you downloaded onto your desktop is a zoom in, a very detailed graphic picture.
Listen, Boku no
of
Pico is
a
my favorite
lolly.
anime.
Oh, lollies are weird. I don't know. Like to
That's
each their
little
own.
girls, right?
No, it's older women that look like little girls.
Little girls.
That's their excuse. They go.
Never
It's
mind.
literally a child. It's literally like a toddler. I mean, it depends. Usually it's a child. Sometimes they're sometimes they're like a fucking
Great.
toddler with like a camel toe, and they're like 30, and it's like no, no. Like you're sure you got around the legal loophole? You're still fucking weird. Like I can't arrest you, but I can sit here and judge you and be like, you're definitely a pedophile.
Oh man.
And look, like lollies can be cute, like in a sense, like in a kid's sense. Never, ever, ever, ever are they attractive. Ever, ever, ever. I don't know. There's
But
people,
Boku no Pico.
there's just people out there like, and then the animes that like sexualize the lollies that they have in the show. It's like, oh, that's cute. And then they start dancing
Aramanga
around.
Sensei.
They start dancing around in the water and like filling themselves up. And I'm like, dude, all right, I can't watch this anymore. I don't want to watch it. You've completely made me lose interest in the show. That's not fan service. That is just disgusting. Sorry, Japanese people.
Well, speaking of Japanese people, YouTube. I don't know.
Demonetized?
Yeah, demonetized instantly. I want to talk about what are some of your favorite YouTubers?
Logan Paul. Love him. Really showed off.
All right,
the
let's get on a
Japanese
different
culture.
subject. What are some of your most hated YouTubers, I guess?
Markiplier. Cries too much. Pussy.
No, like legitimately, like who do you just can't stand on YouTube?
Well, the obvious answer is like Logan Paul and the Paul brothers because they prey on children. They are basically just pedophiles. I wouldn't be surprised if they had DMs with children.
I think I've only watched one video by Jake Paul.
Unironically?
Because I was curious of why everybody was talking
So
about it.
pretty much ironically. No, he's really disrespectful. He's the epitome of why kids, like, I'm sure you've seen the kids. Like, you'll be walking around and the kid's like, haha, fucking
Dab on him, hey.
dab on them haters, you're not my dad. You're like, dude, I don't even fucking know you. Why are you talking to me? Like, he's the reason they do that. He's
That laugh you did sounds like the Chinese guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
yeah, yeah.
Watch where you're going, you fool.
You fool! You scratched my car. I don't think is he Chinese? I don't know.
Oh,
I couldn't tell what
absolutely,
he was.
he's Asian.
He's Asian. That's not Chinese though.
Chinese are Asian people.
Yeah, but you don't get to say that. I don't.
Yeah, I can.
I don't. I don't get to just go. Yeah, he's from Rwanda. He's like, no, he's from Zimbabwe. Ah, they're all African. Like, you can't say that.
What we can agree is that they're all shitholes.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I live in China. Fucking getting pretty good over there. I'm white. They pay white people to endorse products over there. You can't spell watch, can you?
No, I couldn't. I had
You're
a brain
taking
fart. I
English.
was like,
He's
what?
taking English in college. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I say it was passing? Anyways,
What was I talking about?
most hated YouTubers.
Okay, yeah. Because I mean, they prey on kids. That's really what it, and they're influencing kids. If anything's influencing kids, it's not video games. It's these YouTubers that are teaching them that it's cool to flex.
shit.
That it's cool to flex on just random people in the street.
did-
And
She
nice,
show up.
nice. What is it really a she? That's a gray area.
It's meant to be.
That's a gray area, Trevor.
Yeah, and
That's their genitals. It's a gray area. There's nothing there. You can't tell. But other than them, Shane Dawson, honestly, again, no, he's not a pedophile. No shame to him. But personally, I really dislike him and his clickbaity videos and
Yeah.
the content in his video. He does like a conspiracy theory series.
Yeah.
Where he sits there and like he'll what, does he even say that he doesn't believe it?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Well, he says it like he like whispers under his breath. He goes, "I don't believe anything I'm saying," and then he starts the video, and so all these little kids that watch him and these like 13-year-old girls who are into him because he's gay, they sit there and they listen to the conspiracy theory about how pickles are fucking inside McDonald's burgers that are eating children, and obviously, you know, to a normal person, that's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? That's a funny video." Like, but like Cammy, sometimes I worry about her. But typically, I would say that she doesn't believe some of the theories that he
I
says.
don't believe any of them. They're just
But
interesting
there
to
are
watch.
a lot of people,
yeah.
because the gullible little 13-year-old girls who just don't hear the "I don't believe anything I'm saying" disclaimer that he puts into his videos, and so what he's doing is spreading, like, you know, fake news.
Yeah.
And I hate to quote the president again, but I mean, it's what he's doing. And so these 13-year-old girls spread it to all the other 13-year-old girls who don't watch Shane Dawson but are also just as easily manipulated. And it spreads these things. It's like, look how easy it was to convince people that Shane Dawson was a pedophile. Imagine that with a bunch of 13-year-old girls and no evidence at all, and just somebody they like. You know, it's stuff like that.
Well, for me specifically, I have like. Okay then, great. That probably sounds sounds incredible. I have like what I call the four corners of YouTube. It's my 4 most hated YouTubers ever because they're just disgusting humans that don't deserve the platform that they have.
Markiplier.
No. One of them's obvious. The other 3 are
Logan and Jake Paul.
no.
They're not even on the list?
No, they're not, actually. These guys are worse than them.
Alex Jones?
No. He's funny, at least.
He's funny to us.
Oh, yeah.
There are about at least 1 million people, if not more, people
Okay.
that are into his shit. He's
Anyways.
a problem. He's a real problem.
One of them is pretty obvious. Onision.
I hate Onision. He loves him.
I know.
I
Okay,
hate him.
we'll let you finish.
I
but
can't stand
I
him.
can't either.
I
He's
wanna-
such a manipulative little piece of shit.
Exactly.
I want to talk about Onision. I don't particularly like him either, but I think he does get worse rap than he gets. There are people that are like trying to take his kids away and shit, and he hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't, at least not publicly. Like they'll fucking like
those texts, though.
there's like there's like a toy on the ground, and they called DHS on him. And DHS was like, "What the fuck did we get called
Yeah,
for?"
but there's
like,
also-
they're wasting government time and resources. They could be saving an actual kid in trouble, and they're showing up to Onision's house because he had a toy on the floor. in the
Yeah,
video.
but there's public texts out of him wanting to put his girlfriend in the basement. So,
here's the thing: there were also public texts that got a guy arrested saying that she manipulated the text to make it sound like he raped her. The actual text, they just pulled it up on his phone. They had screenshots of her, and they didn't even check it. But he had the actual text, like you could scroll through it. And he was like, she was drunk or no, it was completely consensual. And he was like, "I don't want to do this again. I didn't really like you." And she manipulated it to basically say, "I raped you." You know? And the court was just like, "He raped her." He says it right there in the screenshot. That's not edited at all, and we're not going to check into it. And he went to jail for that. So I don't trust text at all.
Even if stuff in his personal life like that is all false, I still feel like he's a very, very huge manipulator of what he does. And it's just disgusting, and I don't like it. Anyways,
I compare Shane Dawson to him.
the next three, I've gotten over Onisan. Like I don't even look at him anymore.
His content has changed a lot.
These three other people, I think, are some. Well, okay. The other one is Kalel. Do you know who that is at all?
Isn't he?
No, that's a girl.
I know who you're talking about. I just came over her the other day from somebody. I don't.
Why would you do
remember.
that? That's kind of gross.
Well-
why would you admit that on a podcast?
Well, here's why I even know her. Okay, she used to be Anthony's girlfriend / soon to be married person. Wake up, please.
Anthony from Smosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, they broke up, and she kept the channel that they had, and
Smosh? Oh, they had a
no,
channel for just
yeah, they had a channel for both of them, and then she kept it, and so I kind of just stayed around, and then I realized how fucking awful she is, and then Anthony came out being like, yeah, she was a huge manipulator, and it was just awful, and she's a vegan, and that's not like,
How do you know that?
well, she's one of the worst ones.
Onision level or?
At least he's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
She's a vegan, which, like, I don't have a problem with people being that.
Fuck vegans. Fuck them.
It's the problem of how you go about talking about it, and she goes about like, well, if you're not vegan, you're the scum of the earth, and I'm higher than you. So
Yeah. No, I think I've seen videos of it.
and she just annoys me. She doesn't like hurt people or anything. She just annoys me.
Here's a question: does she get a lot of views?
She used to.
She used to.
She's going downhill, and I'm
Good.
glad for it.
Good.
That
means YouTube will actually crack down on her.
Yeah. The next two people are like on like super far opposites of the political spectrum. Okay? We got No Bullshit. Have you heard of that guy?
What's his name?
His YouTube name is No Bullshit.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay, I think I might know.
Don't you? I thought you watched one of his videos.
No, you're thinking of Das Bullshit.
No.
No, you're thinking of Das Bullshit.
Anyways.
That's a Gmod.
Anyways,
YouTuber.
No Bullshit is a racist, sexist.
Yeah, no bullshit. We've watched, or maybe it was just me.
He is a closeted racist, sexist.
Is it really closeted when
Yeah,
you
I
could just
did
say
watch
that
it.
out
I
there?
didn't like
No,
his videos.
because he doesn't. He thinks what he's saying is correct whenever he says stuff that he just feels like is right.
Can't even watch these guys.
No facts.
People like him. He didn't watch him. I guess she didn't like him. But people just like him. Said the same shit. But I guess he was ugly.
Well, for an example, okay, he talked about the Charlottesville thing whenever that was new.
Prices actors? Did he say
No,
it?
no, he didn't say that.
He didn't perpetuate that?
No.
He's already like 1 point in my book. 1 point.
Instead, what he said was the people there that were getting hurt were the problem. The Nazis were perfectly fine. They were protesting peacefully and doing everything correct.
Lost the point.
But the people that were actually peaceful protesters, they were the worst ones. And he didn't mention anything about the Nazis or the car or anything like that. It said he was like, oh, it was just it was everybody on that side. They didn't even have permits, even though they had two permits to protest. Yeah. So bad. And then he did another thing where he was talking about. Did you hear about how they wanted to make an all girls cast for no.
That was a failure.
No, shit, what's the book's name? The book with the pig's head.
The Fat Fly, Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. There we go. He went and talked about that in probably one of the worst ways I've ever seen it happen.
Like, look, it's okay to think. First, I want to talk about, like, it's okay to think that the book might be like a recreation of that might be bad by just changing the cast. It's different. It's, there are certain things that perpetuate the reason that it needs to be males, or at least partly males.
Yeah.
But there's a way to go about saying that, and it's not fuck women, they're gay.
Well, you want to hear how he projects?
Yeah, sure. What do you say?
He said, this actually would never happen. Women are too weak and stupid to actually survive on their own. I don't get this bullshit.
It reminds me of the Alabama guy. All right, so rednecks. We'll continue. I don't want to get too far.
Yeah.
Rednecks are evolving. Okay.
Just that statement alone is amazing.
They're learning.
They're learning.
This time, there was an Alabama guy who's running for Senate. He goes, no, we shouldn't arm teachers with guns. That's an incredibly stupid idea because most teachers are women. So it's like, wow, he's got half of it. He's learning.
He's got half of it.
He's learning. They're learning down there.
Anyways, my last YouTuber, the one I probably hate the most out of all of them, is someone who is super far left.
Philip DeFranco.
No, he's not far left.
He's a little bit left, though. That's fine.
I think he's more in the middle.
He's neutral leaning left is what I would describe him as.
I would say he's left with right tendencies.
I would agree with that. Anyways, last person is a person called Lily Pete. Ever heard of her? Okay.
Not
First
my
of
name.
all, transgender. That's not a reason to hate her. I'm just
Fucking get her out!
I'm just saying, it makes me look bad whenever I say I don't like someone that's transgender. Anyways, first of all, transgender.
What's wrong with that? Why can't you not like transgenders? Are you impeding? Are you treading on me? Are you treading on my rights to hate somebody?
Second of all, she is probably the most non-peaceful person I've ever seen. She calls for people to either kill themselves constantly, to have people murdered on the stake. She has gone you can go to her Twitter and look all these up.
She's
She has
monetized?
constantly said that the president should be hanged at the stake,
Wow.
shot,
I mean-
and murdered. And you know what's
No.
even better? She's a Canadian.
Oh!
Wow.
So Justin Trudeau? Or the United States president, we're still talking about him.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, she must have called Justin Trudeau? What's wrong? What did he do?
No, she's constantly said that America is one of the worst countries with worst people in it.
I might have to agree with her there.
I mean,
she's blanket statement. You can't blanket
she's-
statement.
She always blanket statements everything. She always groups people together because she even says that if you're any sense on the right,
Mhm.
you're a Nazi. That's a quote from her. That's not me exaggerating. She says that if you're on the right, you're awful and a Nazi and should die.
To be fair, do we know where she lives in Canada?
No. I
Okay.
just know that she lives in Canada.
There are places. Canada kind of has an alt left, a little bit. They're all in the cities and
believe
stuff.
that.
They have a bit of an alt left. So I mean, she's basically just saying what there are little communities of in Canada.
Yeah.
And definitely not defending her, but it's definitely easy to see where she's coming from. She doesn't live in America.
No,
so
I
she
can
doesn't
absolutely
see
see
everything.
where she's coming from. She's just dumb about going about it
Yeah,
because
especially
she's
on
an
YouTube.
idiot.
And it's also
And
she shouldn't be monetized.
Also,
at
she
all.
feels like she feels like she has the most privilege in the world because she feels like everything she says is right, and if you don't agree,
Most humans.
how dumb are you not to agree
most
with me?
humans are like that. I would say that's
No, but she goes in it in a really toxic way.
I'd say that's kind of a liberal thing.
I would believe that too.
Because like people on the right are just assholes. Like they know they're being assholes. They're like, I'm an asshole and I have the right to be an asshole. Fuck those N words. Like they don't think they're right. They just don't care.
Yeah.
The people on the left, including myself in some cases, you just think you're right because it makes sense. Why wouldn't you want to be progressive? Why wouldn't you want more rights for more people in a democracy? And so it's easy to be like, are you an idiot?
But what got me to hate her even more was how I found out about her is that she does analytical reviews on cartoon shows.
pretty broad spectrum
Yeah.
content creator here.
Yes. She does them on Steven Universe. Or used to until she said that the show was a piece of garbage shit.
Probably the most liberal show cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Exactly. And
Most progressive
One of the-
lesbian gems that have sex to get together.
the episode that I saw of hers that really like tipped me on the scale of like, yeah, you're not a good human being, was the episode where
It wasn't her saying she wanted Donald Trump to die and be burned on the stake?
no, because I saw this before all that.
Oh, okay.
It just the rabbit hole went deeper once I found out about this.
Gotcha.
And also she's very famous for writing a story that has loads of pedophilia in
I'm
it.
very super famous. A lot of people know I exist. That's a throwback, 2005. I was like 10.
Anyways, in the video, she's talking about a certain episode of Steven Universe that you guys haven't gotten to yet. But in the episode, she's talking about violence, okay?
Yep.
And she's talking about how violence is always the answer. Like not even like subtly or anything like that. She's like saying like if you give anybody the peaceful route, you're an idiot. Violence, she even gives an example of like say you're being bullied in school.
I can see that. That's a good example. Not for everything.
I was about to say, it's like she says, like, if someone's bullying you, beat the shit out of them and kill them. And I'm like,
Well, okay.
you're an idiot.
Don't kill him. You'll go to jail. But beating the shit out of him is probably the only way to get kids to stop. Most schools don't do anything, but that's not always the answer.
But the way she just goes about how she preaches violence
My
for
McDonald's
everything.
fries, they're not fucking done.
Exactly.
There you go.
Also,
You got that.
also, good luck trying to have a peaceful conversation with her, because as soon as you take a side that opposes her, she will not listen to you. And there's exactly there's even proof of that of whenever she was playing Overwatch, she was on a live stream, and she was in a conversation about equal rights for women.
Mhm.
And she took the side of equal rights for everybody, and the guy took the opposite side.
For equal rights just for women?
No, for like that
He was saying that they didn't need more rights. She was
Yeah,
saying that
exactly.
women need more rights. Okay.
she said that was not right, and that she didn't listen to him and just like overspoke every time. She was basically being a Donald Trump.
To be fair, she's just playing Overwatch. She's doing a live stream for games. She doesn't want to. She doesn't have to debate anybody. She doesn't want to.
No,
I
but the
put it
point
same way.
of the live stream was to have a debate.
Oh, is she playing a game then, bitch?
No, I mean, I don't know if she was actually playing the game. It was just what was on screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't know.
I was like, they
But they were
haven't
having
done
a
live.
debate, and she was just so rude and like over-speaking the guy every turn because she didn't agree with him.
Mhm.
And it was like, that's nope.
It reminds me of the guy. I don't remember who did it, but when JonTron was having some
Oh,
issues.
Destiny.
What?
Destiny.
I don't know. When
Okay, carry on.
JonTron like said something about black people or immigrants,
Yeah.
and like everybody was like getting onto him. But it
Yeah.
was, if you watch the footage, the guy, he's a really popular YouTuber somehow. He's a super toxic dickhead. Basically, what he does is he traps people. He just openly challenges YouTubers and calls them pussies
Destiny.
if they don't. Okay, yeah, I guess his name is Destiny.
Yeah.
And just openly challenges YouTubers to fucking debate him. If they don't,
Yeah.
they're fucking pussies and they're
Yeah.
pieces of shit.
What's
And they're
What's
Nazis.
funny about that is that Destiny went against No Bullshit also,
Mhm.
and it was probably the funniest video I've ever heard.
They're
in my
honestly like the
entire
same
life.
person. What the fuck? I just see them not talking to each other at all, just trying to get each other in a corner.
The entire I could sum up the entire video for you.
Go
Okay. Destiny was like, so you talked about how incest was wrong, so I'm gonna take the point of that. So Destiny took the point of saying that he was giving No Bullshit situations where incest might not be wrong, but the entire time, No Bullshit's rebuttals was like, "Dude, you're an idiot," and that was it. He didn't like rebuttal or anything, even though it was really easy to. He was just like, "Dude, you're an idiot and you're fucking gay," or something. It was just like, you had
Fucking-
an opportunity on the
soy
silver
boys.
platter.
Soy boys. But no, yeah.
Oh, so-
Basically, he trapped John into a corner.
Yeah.
And made him say something that he probably wouldn't have said normally. I don't know what his actual thoughts are on it, but basically he just kept repeating himself in different ways until John said what he wanted him to say. And
Also, funny thing about that interview is that Lily Pete had a response to that on Twitter.
who was that? Who?
Do you know the YouTuber Elvis the Alien?
Mm.
Okay. Well, he had a tweet about that interview, and he was like, "Boy, I hope a lot of stuff doesn't get taken out of context in this video."
Oops.
And then Lily Pete was like, "I hope it gets taken out of context." And
Why?
I was like, "You
Why?
fucking idiot." Because she absolutely hates JonTron. She's had
Even though,
videos about it.
even though I don't know, he's only a little conservative. He's like, I'd say he's got some right leaning. He lives in New York. You can't be conservative in New York. Anyways, I had something else I wanted to talk about. We talked about it briefly, and I was gonna go back to it. We're talking about JonTron.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about immigrants.
Uh-huh.
Talked about Donald Trump.
Uh-huh.
Talked about people that talk over other people.
Uh-huh.
It's Cammy. Cammy talks over other people. I forgot it. Oh well.
Okay.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I believe I'm going to have to end the podcast here, guys.
But not after a word from our sponsors. Audible stands for Ass Under Dick in. Wait, is it Able or Ibble?
Ibble.
Ibble. Ass Under Dick in Bitches Love Everything.
And that stands for Squarespace.
And here at Squarespace, I set up the site Blue Apron for us to cook all of the juice.
whoa,
I said juice. I said like orange.
No,
juice.
he said juice.